Stadium Network presents AVP Men's Pro Beach Volleyball from a wind-blown Loomis Park here in Miami Beach, Florida. Yeah, it is windy. It's the $100,000 Miller Lite Miami Open. Hello again, everybody. Back at the Miller Lite Miami Beach Open, getting ready for semifinal action. The Kings of the Beach, Karch Kiraly and Kent Steffes, taking on the relatively new team of Adam Johnson and Randy Stoklos. The weather here in Miami Beach, 83 degrees, warm and windy. Yes, the ball is blowing big time, and our first trip back to Miami in 4 years. Now, the wind is coming off the water onshore. However, it is being partially blocked by the grandstands and the AVP production truck. However, my partner Paul Sunderland was down on the court just moments ago, and you say it's blowing big time.
Well, not as hard as you would have expected from our broadcast position, about 30, 40 feet off the court, but it is blowing very hard down on the playing surface. And Kiraly and Steffes have been out there toiling in it all day long, maybe in spite of the fact that they're very tired. They will have a bit of an advantage being very used to the wind conditions, but Randy Stoklos and Adam Johnson have played a couple of matches in these conditions this morning already as well.
Miami money, $100,000 total. First place to be divided 20. Second place, 11-4, 930, 7130, and 5700. Money paid out through 25th place. So getting set for semifinal action, Greg Krause will be our first referee. Nickname Euchre, and our umpire is George Carey. George Carey, the umpire. 1 game to 15 to advance to play the surprise team. The best team so far this week, Ricky Ludes and Brian Lewis.
9th match of the tournament for Kiraly and Steffes. 6th match of the tournament for Adam Johnson and Randy Stoklos.
Kent Steffes to serve first. And that ball blows way back, and Johnson struggles to get it over, and Steffes kills it. You'll get an idea of how hard the wind is blowing when you see the Spalding volleyball moving back around.
There's the confirmation right there. Big wind conditions. Kent Steffes, 6'4", still only 25 years of age, and the youngest player ever to reach the $1 million threshold, and will probably be the youngest ever to get to $5 million because nobody's ever done it before.
It took Steffes only 4 years to get to $1 million. It took Randy Stoklos, the money man, 10 years. That Stoklos is stuffed by Kiraly. Kiraly and Steffes, they have been playing a patty cake schedule so far with just the single elimination format, but they said they wanted a challenge this week, Paul.
Well, they got it. They didn't want the kind of challenge that they have received all week, but Kiraly and Steffes, you know, have been struggling, and Karch really has turned it on here on the second day of competition, doing things just like that, blocking extremely well, then making good choices out of transition. They were behind at Dodd and Whitmarsh, the real nemesis in the match prior to this for 4th place, and they were down 7-1, and Kiraly just turned it on. Kent Steffes has been struggling a little bit.
Steffes says he doesn't like the single elimination format because you don't get down, you don't get dirty, you don't play a lot of games, you don't get sore. So he's getting a workout today. If Steffes and Kiraly come back and win, that will be 7 games on Sunday, which is a long march through the losers bracket from 9th. There's Steffes, blue hat today, and Adam Johnson in his familiar wedgie haircut, blonde hair flowing, navy blue trunks. 3-0, Kiraly and Steffes out quickly, but that could change quickly with the wind. Oh, what a shot! Whipping it up, a little rainbow that caught a wind pocket and hit.
Unbelievable trouble shot here. And Kiraly and Steffes are on the bad side. The wind causing them the most problems. We'll explain that further in a second. The high rainbow over the top of Randy Stoklos to save the side out.
Johnson getting a workout on the right. No. And it's out of bounds. So Adam Johnson, he told me this week he is getting most of his work on the right. He is practicing his shots this week, Paul. That's what he needs to work on.
Well, Adam Johnson had so much success earlier in his career, first with Pat Powers, then with Ricky Ludes, but almost exclusively on the left side, and it's been a big adjustment for him to make. But he can make it. It's just a question of developing that repetition, that confidence in your loop shot, cut shot, everything else. But he can be a solid right side player.
His partner, Randy Stoklos, will serve Pro Beach Volleyball's first man to $1 million. He's 33. He wants to play until 1996, win an Olympic medal, and then retire in his 20th year. Karch gets the serve. And Karch cranks it medium down the pipe.
Right now, Kirai and Steffes occupy what we call the bad side. The wind is blowing into their face, makes it very, very difficult to receive, serve, control the ball, have reception problems. Adam Johnson, Randy Stoklos are downwind. Ball doesn't change direction quite so much. Should be easier for them to play the game on that side.
Stoklos taps it down the line. Don't you think the wind is coming a little more off?
It is. It's coming
sideways.
It's not a definitively, you know, like Adam Johnson and Randy Stoklos is a 10 and Kirai and Steffes' side is a 0. I would say Stoklos and Adam Johnson is about a 6.5 and Kirai Steffes about a 3.5 because the wind is really blowing off the ocean. But there you see the wind and service advantage. Good ball control, ripping it right up the middle.
Johnson wrecks the ace down the pipe. It's their only point. AJ on the side change, 4-1, Kirai and Steffes lead. At Miami Open, early action semifinal, Kirai Steffes leading Johnson and Stoklos 4-1. Chris Marlowe and Paul Sunderland, when you're picking the most valuable player in the AVP, it's not a tough vote. It's Kirai or Stoklos.
It's an A or B, true or false, not multiple choice question. There you see down the row, Randy Stoklos in the late 80s, Karch Kirai and Randy changing in 90-91, and then Karch the last couple of years.
Adam Johnson with the serve. He was the best defensive player on tour last year. And Kent Steffes whacks it through. Let's identify or re-identify the players for you. Kent Steffes, red tank top. He's got a brand new blue hat this year. Said he did not want to wear a white hat. And, of course, his partner, Karch Kirai, man enough, has enough gold medals to be wearing his pink hat tournament after tournament. And now Kirai will serve. 4-1. Stoklos. Blocked out of bounds. Most of the serves, Paul, going to the player on either side that's closest the water.
Well, because then your partner has to set into that onshore breeze and the ball's blowing all over the place. Very, very difficult to set. If you remember back to point number 1 for Kirai and Steffes, Adam Johnson had no chance to take a swing. Randy Stoklos, one of the best setters, just got the ball blown off any location for Adam Johnson to take a swing. Got to be blowing 15 to 20 miles per hour down on the court. And it would be much higher if the trucks and the grandstands and fans were not there.
Last year, almost $150,000 for Randy. Almost an off year for him. As Steffes taps it down the line.
It was an off year for Stoklos. I think he'd tell you the same thing. He's had some injuries the last couple of years. He's split with St. John Smith, his longtime partner. And I think when Randy's not, you know, winning his share of the tournaments, maybe as many as half, I think he feels it's an off year. But Kirai and Steffes have been awfully good.
Steffes with the serve. Good pass by Stoklos. And he puts it away. That was a nice reception by Stoklos. He reached into the middle of the court to cover jump serve.
Really have to work together here, and this is one of those sets that's drifting with the wind. And, you know, the players, you sense the wind around you. You know its direction, you know its velocity, and you make those sort of adjustments, and it just comes from years and years and hours every day playing in the windy conditions.
Another good serve by Johnson. And that's trouble. Adam Johnson, he has said on record many times he hopes for a hurricane every week because he has 6 different kinds of jump serves for all conditions. His second ace of the game.
Adam Johnson, 6'3", 190 out of USC, one of the most decorated players ever in collegiate volleyball. And I think one of the reasons why Adam is so effective in the wind and something for everybody to watch for is his toss. It's low, it's got a lot of spin on it, it cuts through the wind and is very, very consistent. A high toss or a knuckleball toss, and he's not able to take those kind of aggressive swings at the jumper.
Above Karch Kirai, he serves with a 2-point lead. Johnson racks it. So Stoklos and Johnson got a slow start, but now humming just a bit.
Randy Stoklos working so hard. You see, everybody thinks you set the ball with your hands, with your arms. Randy Stoklos really working to get under there with his legs. That's what made the nice set possible.
Off the hands, out of bounds. And Steffes gets the kill. And so Steffes, who has won 44 of his 56 open tournaments with Karch Kirai. We'll go back to serve. Another look at the spiking of Steffes. Good job. And not quite there that time. Good flipper by Johnson.
I'd be surprised if Adam Johnson sees very many more serves when Stoklos and Johnson are on the bad side. Again, to your point, serve the ball to the player nearest the water, and Kirai and Steffes like to serve Randy Stoklos in any case.
Johnson to serve, trailing 4-2. Good serve. Karch has it. And Johnson keeps it alive. Oh, Karch made a bonehead move, and Johnson can't get it. Wow. You never see Karch do that. That must have been a sign of fatigue.
I have never seen Karch Kirai do that. Shoot the ball here like this. Great hustle by Adam Johnson. Karch figures that AJ's going to stay down. No way. Karch shoots the ball, and again, he's shooting it into the wind. The ball just hung up. AJ should have made that play.
Maybe he knew AJ was going to gaff it, but Karch bumped it virtually right to him. And Karch might be showing some signs of fatigue. They have battled their way through the losers bracket and had to play some very, very good teams. Troy Tanner and Dan Verbalovich to open it up. That was a close one.
That was a great match. Ended on time at 14-11, so you know it went for an awfully long while. Eric Fenoy Moana and Tim Hovland. They have not only had to play long, they've had to play some quality teams as well.
They had to play Al Jantz and Steve Timmons, and although they beat them fairly easy, it was long. And Steffes hits it into the bottom of the net. And you can bet that Ricky Ludes and Brian Lewis are loving it every time Kirai and Steffes make a mistake, because they have to feel they have a better chance of beating Johnson and Stoklos.
Well, they have a better chance, clearly, because Kirai and Steffes have been playing an awful lot of matches. But I'll tell you, Brian Lewis and Ricky Ludes have really been playing good volleyball. Brian Lewis bombing away, and Ricky, kind of back to his intimidating self. That falls out of bounds. Another unforced error. Kirai and Steffes give up a point from the good side.
4-4 as Johnson and Stoklos have battled back to tie it up. Semifinal on Prime. The Kings of the Beach in trouble here. Both teams already with one loss. Ludes and Lewis undefeated. And Karch beams one. So Karch jumps about 38 inches and delivers patented Hummer right down the pipe, and he will stay at the net. Steffes to serve. Four.
Passing the ball very high.
Come on. Stoklos is setting perfectly. Yeah, there is no doubt as to who is the best setter in beach volleyball. It is still Randy Stoklos at age 33. That was a good hit by Johnson, but perfect set.
It's amazing to me how he can be so accurate and so consistent, even in these windy conditions. He's just able to deliver the ball in perfect location.
Very strong hands. Strong everything else. Johnson has it. Stoklos can't get there. Had to weave his way.
He did a pretty good job of it.
Yeah.
Underneath one of the support wires. Of course, these are portable courts put out here by the AVP staff just for these tournaments. And look at Randy under here, back through there, weaving through traffic.
Karch Kirai, who told me he's been having trouble sleeping on the road, so he's now traveling with a down pillow that he carries with him in his bag. Nice shot. Johnson cutting inside. He brings his own down pillow from San Clemente to snooze on.
It's like my little boy brings his teddy bear to get his good night's sleep. Oh, it's serious business, you know. You work all week, you take care of yourself, you train during the off season, and you go through a lot of time.
Hard to sleep on the road, isn't it?
It is.
How'd you sleep last night?
Crummy.
I did too.
And I brought my teddy bear.
I heard that banging on the wall in your room. That was it. 4-4 is our score. And I found that selector vision, right? That was it. Kirai pounds one through.
Back from the left side by Karch Kirai.
And now Kent Steffes, 25 years old. Born in Ann Arbor, Michigan.
Kent to serve.
56 career wins. 7th on the all-time list. Of course, the all-time leader, Sinjin Smith. And Steffes digs that one out of bounds. Sinjin Smith with 135.
And, you know, you look at Kent Steffes, 25 years old. He's already 7th on the list. I mean, obviously, he has had the opportunity to move up very quickly on that list because the popularity of pro beach volleyball and the number of events has expanded so quickly. And
whoa! Johnson, third ace. So AJ whipping up one of the 6. Wow. I thought Johnson and Stoklos had a great chance to win this week when I saw the weather like this.
Look at that. Hubby wife. I'm not even sure that was a hubby wife.
No.
That was just a rocket right in between very, very little reaction.
That was like ugly guy with an ugly date not talking to each other. They didn't even get a word in or something, you know?
Not a word in edgewise.
Yeah.
We got to come up with a name for that.
Ugly.
20 years ago, not many tournaments, and certainly not many jump serves like that.
Bad date, man. Bad freaking date. Okay, there is Karai, or I should say R. Karai and Steffes. Johnson serving again, and he rolls one out of bounds. 5-4. Johnson and Stoklos have the lead. 6.5 minutes to go in the game.
4 straight for Johnson and Stoklos from arguably the bad side, but the conditions are just challenging all around because of the 20-mile-an-hour winds, and Karch has missed a couple cross court. That one, very, very close to the sideline, but he's missed his share.
I asked Randy Stoklos yesterday, what's wrong with Stoklos and Johnson? He said nothing. We have lost 3 matches by 4 points. A 2-pointer, make that a 3-pointer in New York as Karai goes and gets it. A 1-pointer in Boca and a 1-pointer in Fort Myers. They've been playing well. And Stoklos got the touch. So Stoklos and Johnson playing magnificent volleyball. Take advantage of the wind. A couple of strong serves. 6:20 to go. 6-4. Stokey and Johnson are ahead. Stoklos was the first man to $1 million, but you look, Karch Karai closing in quickly. He is only $80,000 behind Stoklos. He could catch Stoklos conceivably next weekend with the big payout in Clearwater, Florida. St. John Smith still in third, not back on tour yet. We'll talk more about that. Steffes over $1 million, and Mike Dodd, he's going to get his $1 million probably next week in Clearwater, Florida when they hit the Cuervo. So Stoklos trying to stay ahead of Karch Karai. It's tough because Karch is winning oodles and oodles of money very quickly. He won, what did he win last year? $467,878. Stoklos last year, $147. So Karch has caught up very quickly. Stoklos and Johnson on the right side of the court now, and they have a lead on Karai and Steffes of 2. Chris Marlowe and Paul Sunderland calling the action for you. 4th tournament of the year. And it is very, very windy. We see why the University of Miami is named the Hurricanes, because if we don't go off the scaffolding here.
If you don't hear from us, it's because we just fell about 40 feet.
Steffes with the serve.
Come on.
Karch has it up. So does Stoklos. $1 million man against $1 million man. And 1.3 million beats 1.2 million on that particular play. Nice play by Stoklos.
Yeah, Stoklos playing some good defense and controlling the ball. Pass the ball first. And, you know, Randy's got a lot of good trouble shots from the left side. He really moves the ball around well.
Johnson already with 3 aces. His serving has been a big story, and it's ace number 4 for A.J. Paul, check what the record is for aces in an AVP match. Johnson is hot.
Got 4 already, and in these windy kind of conditions, he could have 8. He could easily have 8 in this match.
22nd timeout taken by Karai and Steffes. A.J. putting it in the perfect spot, a little hubby wife.
Yeah, you know, velocity is fine, but if you just pitch a fastball down the middle to Bobby Bonds, he's going to take you yard. You got to move the ball around, serve the ball deep down the line, and A.J. is accomplishing both.
Now, one thing very interesting about Adam Johnson, he has won 10 tournaments in his career. He has won a U.S. championship, but he has never won a tournament playing the right side. This year, playing exclusively with Randy Stoklos on the right side. So a big challenge for Johnson to show that he has that versatility. Serving from the left, but he'll move over and hit right on side outs. Steffes, and A.J. is there. Looking good today. Johnson, Karch with a knuckler. Karch is mad. Here he comes, and he puts it away.
Down the line by Karch Karai.
You normally don't see Karch Karai get tired. Only one time can I remember that he went down. That was in New Orleans a couple of years ago when Frohoff and Whitmarsh won their first tournament. The only tournament that Karch ever cramped in.
Karch said, hey, they ran out of food, and I couldn't keep stoking the fire. They want us to play all day. Well, every time I have seen Karch Karai today, he has either been playing volleyball,
food is in it.
playing volleyball, or sitting with a bottle of water or some other nourishment, Nestea or something like that, and a big sandwich in the other hand or some fruit.
Here's Steffes, and Johnson is there again. Johnson on the mark. 7-4, Johnson, no! Karch spears it up. Johnson, got it! Johnson and Stoklos winning long rallies. Now have an 8-4 lead.
And have outscored Karai and Steffes 7-0 right here. And Steffes may be the one that's tired right here. Did not react to this ball very quickly. Nice play by Karch Karai, and then Steffes is stuck backing up.
That jumper is out of bounds by Stoklos, so Kent Steffes will have it.
Let's remember also, adding to the fatigue problem in the match before this, Kirian Steffes fell behind to Whitmarsh and Dodd 6 or 7 to 1, and so really had to struggle, use a lot more energy to come back and pull out a victory there.
Steffes with the serve, and he whacks an ace. So lots of spaders going on.
First ace, however, for the team of Kirian Steffes, and I think you'll see them, as they have sometimes in the past, just decide, hey, to heck with everything else, let's just bomb serves as hard as we can.
Steffes again.
Good pass.
Good set, Stoklos. Pretty nice dig. Karch with a corkscrew, and he puts it away.
Boy, is that a great play. Run backwards to your left, spin. You can't hit the ball left-handed. Get outside the ball. Where's the wind going to take this thing? It's drifting away from him. Corkscrew, and still gets enough on it to beat Adam Johnson.
A pretty good set by Steffes to lag it up where Karch can get to it. Karch can do some phenomenal things if you give him a set on transition.
20 seconds,
of course,
timeout.
Steffes.
Timeout.
And a sand timeout. 20 seconds taken by Stoklos and Johnson. We're coming back. Early action on Prime. Kirian Steffes, the Kings of the Beach, trail.
10 seconds.
Final. 10-6 is our semifinal score. Adam Johnson is dialing up from deep. Johnson has not won a tournament since last year in San Antonio when he won with Brooke Vandeweghe. He's been dialing around partners. Originally he played with Pat Powers, Brent Frohoff, Scott Akatebe, Tim Hovland. You look at his career earnings, $538,000, but he's only been on tour for a little over 4 years officially. Steffes down the line, and he gets it. So Johnson, I think, has been the dominating factor in this match so far. Kirian Steffes early lead. Johnson and Stoklos came back on the strength of his serve.
Without Adam, you take his aces out of this match, and Kirian Steffes are certainly dead even, or maybe a little bit under control, because they've had nothing but problems. 5 aces and a couple of service winners as well for Adam Johnson.
Stoklos got it. That's just like saying, you take away Babe Ruth's home runs, and you got a fat guy there. He has dominated.
Pretty good ball control by Adam Johnson. You can see the stars and stripes blowing hard in the background.
Stoklos with the serve. It's 10-6, Johnson and Stoklos. Keep in mind, Kirian Steffes can turn it on at any time. They are never out of it until they are out of it and flying to the airport.
When they got back into the match against Whitmarsh and Dodd, it was because Kirian blocked 3 balls in a row. And I don't think that Kirian Steffes can serve as tough as Adam Johnson or Randy Stoklos because of the number of games they've played. I think they're tired there, but Karch has got to block a few balls.
Johnson again, and another perfect. They call it in beach volleyball parlance, it's nectar when it comes up sweet, like peach nectar.
That's as sweet as it can possibly get, in perfect location. And Stoklos, with the wind at his back, has to set the ball, has to take a little off, because the wind will carry it into the hitting zone for Adam Johnson.
Here comes Johnson, leading 10-6.
Bad set.
And Steffes deals with it. Steffes jumping backwards, so Kirian having a little trouble controlling the ball from the bump at the moment. And Steffes will position at the net. Kings of the Beach down by 4 with under 5 minutes remaining in this game. Boy, Stoklos and Johnson are passing perfectly. Wow, and Stoklos tees off.
Kirian Steffes like to go at Randy Stoklos. Figure he's not as good a passer as Adam Johnson, but I'll tell you, both of them have been passing the ball right on the dime.
Stoklos said he didn't own a volleyball early in his career. Now he has about 40 with which he trains every week. Johnson has the dig, a chance to go to 11. Big play here. AJ, not yet. Steffes with a dig back. And another back set, and Steffes rolls it into the corner. Karch has got too much left arm in his bump set.
He's setting the ball very, very conservatively. It's blowing back off the net, and give Kent Steffes a lot of credit. He's dealing with some sets that are way off the net. Big dig here by Kent Steffes to save the point.
Steffes to serve. His team trailing by 4, 10-6. Perfect pass. Perfect set. And babingi.
They got the confidence. I'll tell you, forget the wind right now. It's not really a factor, it seems, to Adam Johnson and Randy Stoklos. Stoklos in a really good rhythm passing the ball and keeping the ball low. Adam Johnson setting the ball low. The wind doesn't have as big an impact.
Of course, Adam Johnson's coming out party in 1991 Milwaukee Open, the first tournament ever televised live on NBC. You could forget he and Ricky Luty's winning in the rain against, I believe it was Mike Whitmarsh and John Hanley.
That's right.
Karai and Steffes were not in that final. Score remains 10-6. Semifinal. Great set. And another big hit. Johnson and Stoklos are both setting very, very well right now.
And that comes, of course, as we've talked about, from both of them passing the ball so well. And Karai and Steffes can't get it going from the service line.
So Karai and Steffes trying to hang on here. Hey, Stoklos! Wow, he changed up down the line. Beautiful. Steffes frozen on this one, Paul.
No chance. Look at that. Protecting the husband and wife area. Everybody leaning into the middle of the court. Kirai's yelling, go, go. He knows it's away from him. And look at Steffes. Steffes did not move an inch.
Well, one key item, if you're a young player, you never yell at your partner in or out. You yell, go, 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 to get over to that line. Then you yell in or out. Get your partner going. That time it did not work. So the serving of Stoklos and Johnson has been unbelievable. How many aces, Paul?
6 overall.
6 total aces for Stoklos and Johnson. And with that kind of play, they could be a factor today in our championship final if they get by the Kings of the Beach. Still, they would have to beat Ricky Luty's and Brian Lewis, who thumped them earlier.
And Brian Lewis has got a pretty good jump serve of his own.
Karch coming in. And Karch softly tapping over the top. So Karch still has his legs. He was up high on that one.
Got to block a couple of balls. That's how Karai and Steffes are going to get back into this match. And what do you do is you know Randy Stoklos wants to hit hard cross court, try to take away that shot.
Trying to work hard. Another perfect pass set. And Stokey down the line.
Boy, I'll tell you, he's passing the ball so well that Adam Johnson, really not a challenge for him just to set the ball into a good hitting location. And Stoklos, as you saw there, going high loopy, really moving the ball around.
Johnson will serve. 11-6. His team leads by 5.
Nobody.
Oh, and Stoklos missed it. He was there. He tried for the Zulu dig, the one-hand spear job, and he could not bring it up.
Good move pulling off the net. You can see this set again, well back from the net. Steffes passing the ball deep, and Karai not able to get it that close. That could be trouble.
And it's big trouble as Johnson guides it out of bounds. So Stoklos' pass was close to the net. Karai and Steffes score a point, closed to within 11-7.
See, Karai and Steffes may be thinking, okay, look, we'll stay on Stoklos, we'll stay on him. Every once in a while, he'll make a passing error. Adam Johnson will make an error as a result of, but that puts an awful lot of pressure on Karai and Steffes to side out for a long time.
Down the line, A.J. kills it again.
Down the line by Adam Johnson for the side out. Sorry, there's a score correction. Score is 11, serving 7. Stoklos to serve.
A lot of conversation here. Adam Johnson talking to his partner. We talked about Stoklos. Look at Stoklos looking at the opposition, calling out over and over again. Line, line. Good opportunity for Adam Johnson.
And Steffes gets the same call, so he guides it into the middle of the court.
Down, side out.
Ken Steffes' first win came at Seal Beach back in 1989 with John Stevenson, who is now president of the AVP.
No.
As that served just long.
Not a bad idea. Randy Stoklos has been passing nearly everything perfectly that was in front of him. Serve a ball deep, make him backpedal a little bit.
Johnson to serve. All right, timeout on the sand. We're coming back. Stoklos and Johnson lead by 4. Semifinal action at the Miller Lite Miami Beach Open. Chris Marlowe and Paul Sunderland. Johnson and Stoklos ahead by a point. It is no easy feat to get Karai and Steffes out of there, even in a single or double elimination tournament. They have won 36 of the last 45 AVP tournaments played, but they are just 2 points away from elimination here. Bill Bullion and Pat Powers beat him in the winner's bracket. Now Johnson and Stoklos trying to put him out. Ooh, way back again. That's out. And it's out of bounds. So a low back set. And Steffes trying to curl it into the wind. It's out of bounds. And Stoklos and Johnson trying to knock out the Kings.
20-second timeout. Good strategic timeout. 2 minutes and 20 seconds left on the clock. Johnson and Stoklos with a 2-point lead, and Kent Steffes with a couple of unforced errors.
So Johnson serving 5 aces in the match. He's trying to dial up a hard heater here. And Steffes, perhaps the recipient of this one, since he is on the side nearest to the ocean. It's much windier over there than it is.
Well, you got to go back to Steffes. AJ wants to crank the jump serve, and it's into the wind to Kent Steffes.
Game point. They go to Steffes. And Karch another back set, and Steffes rolls it into the corner. I'm not sure. You think Karch is just trying to set him low?
Just trying to get him something hittable. Kent, that was a good pass. That was up to the net, into the wind. It was low. That's the kind of pass you want. And Karch is just bumping the ball straight up, and it's blowing well off the net.
Karch with the serve, trailing by 2 aces.
Serving the ball deep, gauging the wind, and Stoklos and Johnson had both been passing the ball very well when it was in front of them. But look at this one. This is almost over Randy Stoklos' head.
And 22nd timeout taken by Stoklos. So Stoklos, the wily veteran, trying to slow it down. 14-13. Johnson and Stoklos by a 1. When they get the ball, they will have game point if they side out right here. Brian Steffes, Karai with a dig, and it's out of bounds. So Johnson and Stoklos will have their second opportunity at game point.
And I'd be very surprised if Stoklos does not serve Kent Steffes.
Stoklos eyeing up Steffes, and he goes with a floater to Steffes. Karch, another back set. And Kent racks another one. Boy. Sometimes you can tell it's not a good set because Steffes is having to jump backwards on the set.
He's getting a lot of practice at it. He's getting better.
He's very good at it. Steffes will serve.
Should serve the ball deep here. Use this headwind coming off the ocean. That's not deep enough.
No one.
Nobody up. Steffes can't get there.
Oh, he was there.
Looked like it.
Boy, was he there, Chris. He just missed the ball.
I wonder if that ball was out, Paul.
Well, we won't know, but he shanked this one. Steffes is there, just does not make the play.
Third chance at game point. Johnson. Stoklos blocked. Karch on his horse. He's got it up. Tough to get it by Karai.
Bad set.
Johnson. Chance for the game right here. Steffes looking for it. He's got it.
That's good set.
And the put away. Johnson and Stokey trying to get it up there. Just couldn't get it quite done.
I'll tell you, a ball hits the top of the tape. Has happened twice to Adam Johnson. Once almost helped him. That one might have cost him the match right there. We shall see.
14-13, Karai trails. Johnson so close, and Karch is there to tie it up. Steffes on 2. That's okay. Back to Johnson. AJ, big swing here. Oh, he's into the net.
I think there's a little tension out on the court when Kirian Steffes made a game of it, got back to 12-9. That's when the pressure started to build.
14-14, you must win by 2. Clock we don't think will be a factor. Still a minute 27 on the clock.
Tight set.
So close. Hits it. Karch can't get there. Nice shot, so close.
Steffes is exhausted. So is Karai. Steffes is exhausted right here.
Of course, Ricky Ludes and Brian Lewis are loving it. The longer it goes, they're hoping for a 52-50 sudden death overtime.
And they earned that luxury. They won the winner's bracket over Stoklos and Johnson, and they earned the luxury of that rest.
20-second timeout for Steffes and Karai. Much more action, much more fatigue in the double elimination format, Paul.
Well, there's no question about that. I mean, in the last couple of weeks, once you lost, you could no longer come back through and win the tournament. But this week, back to the traditional double elimination format, and Karai, here he is, 9th match of the tournament, still hustling on every possible side-out and point-scoring play. And, you know, this is the challenge physically to trudge your way and battle your way, claw your way back through the loser's bracket.
14-14, we are tied. Win by 2. Karch with his hands. Nice set. Johnson has it. Stokey keeps it in play. Karch off Stoklos and down.
This has been a great match. It really has. Adam Johnson serving in the beginning, just an exhibition. Took control after Johnson and Stoklos were down early. Kirian Steffes looked like they were out of it and have just refused to go away.
Tied at 14, a minute 7 to go. Johnson missed it.
We talked about something before this match. You said teams don't grind. This has been a real grind by Kirian Steffes. They could have packed it in when they were way down, and Johnson and Stoklos were siding out so well.
Kirian Steffes, first game point for the Kings. And King number 1 whacks it into the crowd.
Take one jewel out of his crown. Jeez.
Johnson and Stoklos have it. Of course, they need a point to tie it up to go back onto the better side. I won't even say it's the good side, maybe the better side. Oh, and Karch zips it inside.
Thought AJ was there. I thought he had a chance. Looked like had a very, very good chance to make this play.
Karch cuts it pretty sharp here.
Look at AJ is on the run. It looked like he almost pulled off it. If he would have dove through the ball, he might have had that up.
Second game point for Kirian Steffes.
Serving a little easier here. Joust coming.
Stoklos. And that is it. Wow. Johnson and Stoklos had 3 good opportunities, but the Kings of the Beach, Kirian Steffes, fight back to win it 16-14. So the Kings of the Beach are still alive, and they will go on to face Ricky Ludes and Brian Lewis. Semifinal over. The Kings win it by 2. We're coming back. Stay with us. Halftime is coming up.